Hi guys, welcome back to your Pacific Northwest Equestrian. My name's Monica. I have 3 horses, Suede, who is a buckskin quarter horse, Chica, who is a Mustang, and Django, who's a paint horse. Today we're going to talk about interesting facts about horses. So I hope it's interesting, I hope it's educational, I hope it's fun. Stay tuned. If you like the video by the end, please like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Doesn't cost you anything. Here comes Chica. And it really helps us out. Share the video with someone that might like it. That's helpful as well. And click the notifications button. All right, let's get into it. Here's Chica. Chica the Mustang. Suede, the buckskin quarter horse. And Django. And this is Django Bango, the beautiful paint horse. So the first thing we're going to start with, the first interesting horse fact is their eyes and their vision. So they're prey animals, like we've talked about before. Any animal that has the eyes on the sides of the head is a prey animal. If you have your eyes in the front, like humans, you're a predator. So they're prey animals. So despite being huge and actually fairly fast, they can run, I think, up to 40 miles an hour, maybe a tiny bit faster. They still are very afraid and try to avoid problems. So they're not really aggressive. But all that to say, so their eyes, look at Chica, she's so cute. Their eyes and their ears are very large so that they can hear danger approaching. Let's see if Suede will let me get a close-up of his beautiful eyes. Oh, right after he fights with his sister. Suede, excuse me. Okay, there we go. So if this is interesting to you, there's a book called Horse Brain, Human Brain. It's really fascinating. It's written by, if I remember correctly, she's a human neurologist and an equine neurologist. So, hi cutie. Hi cutie. So we can see straight in front of us, and we really can't see the periphery. Our brain makes up what it thinks is there, and that's how humans see. And that's why sometimes you think, oh, I saw this, or I saw so and so, and you look again and that's not what you saw. But horses can see from, let me see if I can get close while I have the video. So they can see from almost in front of them to almost straight behind them. They cannot see straight in front of them. They cannot see directly behind them, like behind the tail, right? That's a true story. And that's to watch out for predators. But what's fascinating in this book is that they can see, so she says they can see all that whole line of sight, that all those directions with both eyes at the same time. So we can see what's right in front of us. They can see everywhere that they're able to see, if that makes any sense, all at one time. So I can't even fathom how that works. I don't know what that would look like in the brain, but they can see all of that at the same time. So I think that's super fascinating. Hi, Chica. You're so cute. Her fly mask is on wrong. Her ear is supposed to be in here. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. You're so cute. Hi. Hi, beautiful lady. We're trying to do a video. Please excuse me. Thank you. So they can see from approximately, hi, this is very difficult. I need a videographer. Approximately here, all the way to approximately here. So they cannot see back here. That's why you don't walk straight up behind a horse, unless you really know them. Like, I know my horses, I can do that, but generally you wouldn't want to do that. And then straight in front of them, which kind of makes sense if you look at their eyes on their head, that they wouldn't be able to see directly in front of them. But the rest of that they can see, and they can see it all at one time, and they can see both sides at the same time. So That seems like a pretty good mechanism to protect them from predators. Hi, can we see your pretty eyes? Excuse me, please. Thank you. Okay, another interesting horse fact is their ears. So, same thing about predator and prey. They use their ears to detect predators coming so they can escape danger. So their ears are large. They can hear very well. They generally don't like their ears played with, by the way, but he doesn't seem to mind. So they can move their ears. I don't know if he'll let me, but they can move them from straight forward all the way like this, which is not mean. This is he's just listening to something back here. If they're very, very mad, and a sign that you would want to get away quickly is if they have the ear where it's touching the back. He's being very tolerant. Touching the back of their neck. That means they're angry. So you would want to get away, and other horses know that communication, and you'll see they'll get away from the other one, unless it's something they feel like it's worth fighting for. So where the ear is pointed is where they are listening. So a lot of times if you're riding, one ear will always be kind of pointed back like this because they're listening to the rider and waiting for signals from the rider, what the rider wants them to do. And the other one will be listening in the environment for problems. Oh, you don't like the right ear touched? So they can move them independently. They can move them in different positions, as you can see, at the same time. And so it's kind of neat because you can tell where their focus is, but just by watching their ears. Excuse me. Solely by watching their ears, you can tell if they're listening to you, for one, which is handy when you're riding, or sometimes if they hear something, you can look that way and see what it is before they get scared and maybe have a little issue. So you can be prepared that they might be afraid and they're going to do something. So ears are pretty good protective mechanism as well. Next is feed. Feed is actually very complicated and somewhat controversial subject. So generally in the wild they eat, gosh, I'd have to look it up, but it's, oh, I hate to say, someone will correct me, but like 18 hours a day or something like that they're eating. And as they're eating, they're always moving. They don't just stand in one place. So in captivity, the best we do is to try to simulate that with essentially grass. There are different types, different levels of quality. The different types and levels of quality can have different amount of vitamins, nutrients, sugar, and hormones. If you saw the video about Chica in the past, oh, she's so pretty. She was lactating and her udders were swollen, and the vet came out and he actually took her off of alfalfa because he said that has a higher concentration of estrogen than hay does, which I didn't know. So it gets really deep. I don't really know the specifics of it, but there are differences. I know that some horses have insulin resistance, a bit like diabetes. It's called Cushing's, usually when they're older. And in that case, they have to have a reduced sugar diet, just like a human. So in that case, you would need to get hay that is produced by someone that does testing, and you can get the test results from them and make sure that it's a low sugar option. So Timothy is the best hay you can get. I mean, I guess that's probably arguable, but I think most experienced equestrians would agree. And the place that produces the very best quality happens to be the exact part of the Pacific Northwest where we live. So that's really handy. It's easy to access for us and easy to have delivered. It is pricey, but you get what you pay for, and I like to take good care of my horses, of course, as best I can. So this is the hay. There can also be orchard grass. Some people say alfalfa makes a horse hot, which means like kind of wild or, you know, active, may take off and run more than you want or something. Some people don't think that way. Some people say that more alfalfa in the winter is better because it keeps them warm. Another interesting fact is that they eat during the winter. Their eating is what keeps them warm, keeps their metabolism up. So it is controversial if they should have hay at all times or not. And this is just for an average horse. Obviously the ones with Cushing's and the insulin resistance, you have to do a lot of special stuff. But according to my veterinarian, and when anything's controversial, I always just go by what my veterinarian says. So she said that they should have food at all times, at least for the 3 that I have, and that does help prevent colic and ulcers, which are very painful and dangerous for horses. So that's what she said, so that's what we do. There are ways to slow it down if they can't have a lot of hay, but they still need to be eating all day. You can put the hay into nets where it's just a little bit harder for them to get out. They still get plenty of food, they just takes them longer to empty the bag so they don't hog it down. So that's one option. All right, interesting fact, I don't even know what number we're on. Male horses have what's called a sheath. Hi, I know, embarrassing. And they are able to pull their male parts up into that, which is inside right now. And that's a protective mechanism. They can let it out on command if they need to use the restroom or become a father, or sometimes if they're very relaxed, they'll just let down, as we call it, because they know there's no danger. But most of the time, they keep their male part up inside of their sheath. So that needs to be cleaned. There's more to know about that, but I don't want to attract any creeps with my videos, so we're not going to get into it. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Share the video and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of our videos, and we'll see you next time.